What is the key to success? I don't know that there's one key. I think there's a lot of great principles that you want to understand, and we've talked about a lot of them on this podcast. But the principle today isn't as much of a key as it is a wheelbarrow. And I guess I want you guys to throw all of the other principles in this one. And I can't guarantee success, but if you master this, you're going to be close to it.
Creator Podcast.
My name is Dion Williams, aka Dion Does, and I truly believe that we were all created in the image of the ultimate creator, and therefore it's in us all to create. And this show aims to help you and I both level up in this four-dimensional game of life so that we can go out and create for good, whether that's for ourselves, our family, the community around us, but all of this a part of a generational vision of a family of creators coming together to be the difference. Creator family. What is going on? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are blessed. Hope you guys are out there staying safe. I'm glad to be back, man. Every time the intro ends, I just want to be vibing out to the beat like I don't got a job to do. Let's jump into it, man. I think every episode over the last week, I've been like, you know what? 5 to 10 minutes, in and out, boom, bang, bow. And as I'm watching the time go up, we're at like 18, 20 minutes. So let's jump into it. Before we jump into it, actually, see, this is why I always end up at the 20-minute mark. Don't forget, man, keep dropping those 5-star ratings if you haven't. I know there's some of y'all you like, man, why do you say it every episode? Because you still haven't done it. You know who I'm talking to. No, not you. Not you. I'm not talking about the ninja that did it already. Left the 5 stars, and actually left a comment as a review. I'm not talking about you. You cool. Now I'm talking about you. Yeah, you. But Mav, Dion, I'm driving. Okay, cool. When you're done, come on, bless you, boy. I appreciate you guys. It's really helping a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's a lot easier to find the podcast now. You had to dang near write a paragraph when we first launched it. Fun fact is when my wife and I dropped our podcast, you know, before all the different podcasting apps had picked it up, we just start sharing the link, and that kind of helped the other platforms pick it up. Well, this one, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to share the podcast until all of the platforms pick it up, and it took them like dang near a month to do it. So this was like a hidden podcast, and now it's easy to find, and that's all because of the support of you guys. I appreciate you to death. Now, the principle for today is consistency. Now, there's so many different ways we could wrap it up, different ways we can talk about it. We can call it The Compound Effect, which is a great book by Darren Hardy. If you guys want some extra homework or extra credit, definitely go read that book. Wouldn't even be mad if you watched like a summary or a review on it, you know? I'm pretty much going to summarize the whole book for you, but there's always little tidbits here and there that actually reading the book gives you. We can also look at it from the story of the tortoise and the hare. A lot of us are familiar with that. If you're not, very briefly, spoiler alert, I'm about to spoil the story. It's a good one, but I'm going to spoil it for you. You got the tortoise and the hare, right? Or like the turtle and the rabbit. And they're racing. And the turtle obviously is slow, and he takes off really slow. The rabbit, boom, out the gate, just blows the turtle out the water. And, you know, the rabbit gets so far ahead that he's like, you know what? I got this race in the bag. I'm going to go ahead and take a nap. So he gave a lot of effort at the start, and then he got complacent and he took a nap. I've actually heard some other crazier stories where the hare or the rabbit does some other things besides taking a nap. But how I first learned it, the ninja took a nap, and then because he takes a nap, the turtle, because he was just slow and consistent, ended up catching the rabbit and ended up beating him, right? And the rabbit realizes that the turtle got ahead of him, and he wakes up and he tries to hurry up and catch the turtle, but it's too late, okay? Classic story of the tortoise and the hare. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, because the principle of consistency, like I said, it's like the wheelbarrow that I want you to throw all of the other tools and tactics and principles that we discuss. Throw them in there, wrap it in consistency, and that is the closest you can get to guaranteeing success. Just think about it. We've talked about some great things, right? But if you lack consistency in it, it's not going to do much for you. And if there's a lot of things that have been a blessing for us, but that's been one of our, I don't want to say secret weapons, but maybe the secret sauce, right? And here's the beauty: when you build something off of consistency, because it's tempting. We live in the microwave mindset age. We want things fast, right? We want things overnight. We want results right around the corner. We don't want to put the hard work in. We don't want to put the time in. And because we have so much leverage with technology, sometimes we can get some pretty amazing results quickly. Just look at Hot Pockets, man. Just throw them in the microwave. That's quick, right? Rewind 100 years. What? There wasn't no Hot Pockets. We're spoiled. That's what it is. And because we want things, we have that microwave mindset. We expect things to happen quickly. And it's not that we can't get things quickly, but there's a danger to there. There's a danger to that. And when you're looking for everything to come quickly, you leave yourself vulnerable, because something that builds, or something that is built quickly, can also fall apart very quickly. Just think about a house, right? Think about taking bricks and just sloppily throwing them together and then saying, all right, I'm done. I got a house. You legitimately may have built a house, but it also may not be the sturdiest house either. Might not take much to knock that over, versus taking your time. I actually used to do this. I actually used to call my daily actions bricks. It's like when I was writing out my to-do list for the day, I would call them bricks. And when I first started, I would try to have like 30 bricks that I would do every day, because I wanted things to happen quickly. But I was realizing that I was building my house very sloppily. And I'm not even trying to build a house. I'm trying to build an empire. I'm trying to build something very big. You can't be sloppy when you're building something big. And it didn't take me long to realize I was the hare or the rabbit in the story, right? I was doing a lot of effort that was very hard to sustain, and it was causing me to be inconsistent, right? I would fall off on the gym, and when I would go back to the gym, I would be like, all right, I'm back in it. 8-hour workout, right? I'm lying, not 8 hours, but something like 2-hour workouts all week. I would feel good for the first 3 days. Yeah, back in the gym, baby. I didn't keep that up past 2 weeks, though, right? And so the principle here is that I want you guys to understand that the small, focused, unsexy actions over time have a compounding effect far greater than the sexy, sloppy, large actions. Okay? And that's exactly what we see in the story of the tortoise and the hare. Now, my business has been built off this principle. And not necessarily because I wanted it to. Trust me, when I was getting started, I had some serious pain points, man. I was literally struggling to feed, at the time, my one kid. I remember crying. I remember going to bed crying because we had 4 scoops of formula left, and I didn't have the money to even get any more. I was like, how am I going to feed my kid? And so there was some desperation, and maybe you're in a similar situation where you feel like you need results now. But I want you to remember, you may not want results right now, because that may come at a cost in the long run. Okay? So before we get into the portion where we want to put some feet to it, I want to hit you with a quote. And then I also want to give you a pretty cool illustration. All right? I thought I had it pulled up, so I'm going to pull it up. And it's about a penny being doubled over the course of 30 days. And I've shared this in some of the classes that I've done. I've shared it in a few lessons. So some of you guys that have followed me for a while, you may be familiar with it. Maybe you heard it somewhere else. It's actually popular. But how the exercise would go is I may be talking to you and I say, hey, do you want $100,000 right now? Right, cold, hard cash, bow, in your hand. Do you want it right now, or a penny that is doubled over the next 30 days? So you would have 1 penny, then that would turn into 2 pennies, right? Then you get 4 pennies, then 8, 16, 32, 64, right? By day 10, after we're doubling, you have a whopping $5.12. That is not sexy at all. Let's be honest. That is boring, right? Now, compared to the ninja that took the $100,000, he's having the most lit quarantine on earth. He done bought all the overpriced Lysol, right? He's balling. And let's look back at you. Again, day 10, $5.12. By day 15, it got to be a little bit better, right? And it is. It ain't amazing, though. Day 15, you're at $100 or $163.84. Quite a ways off from the 100,000, right? But hold up. We're starting to pick up momentum. We get to day 20, you have $5,000. $5,242 to be exact. Because remember, this penny is doubling every day. But you're like, Dion, that still ain't much, man. We're already at day 20. I'm better off taking the 100K. Hold up now. Because remember, that 5,000 turns into 10,000. And that 10,000 turns into 20,000 day 22. And we keep doubling. By day 25. Because remember, here, I'm going to break it down for you. So day 20, 5,000. And again, I'm going to say at the 1,000 mark. I'm not going to give you all of the exact percentage, right? So day 20, you're at 5,000. Day 21, you're at 10,000. Day 22, you go to 20. Day 23, we're picking up steam. We go to 41,000 to 83,000. Day 5, you've officially, did I say 85? Day 25. Day 25, you've officially passed anyone that took the 100K because you're at $167,000. And that just keeps doubling. And at day 30, you have $5,368,709.12. And that is the power of the compound effect. That was a lot of numbers right there. I feel like I might have been saying the day is crazy. I might have even said some of the numbers a little wild, but y'all get the point. Y'all know what I'm saying. You start with 1 penny on day 1. By day 30, you're over $5 million. So what is the principle there? The unsexy, small but focused action compounded day after day is what will make the difference. Consistency might be consistency might be the only thing missing from your equation right now. And if you could get some of that into your diet, things would change. If you don't believe me, The Rock even thinks so. Mr. Dwayne Johnson said success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. And how many of us struggle with that? Because we're trying to be great right now, today. And we've talked about that, right? It's going to take some time. We talked about providing value in the last episode, but not overnight. You want to be great, like I want to be great, but we can't go from zero to hero in one day. We can't microwave our life. So success isn't always about greatness. That'll come. I think you have an argument that The Rock has done some pretty great things in his life, affected quite a bit of people for the better. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. Ain't that the truth? Let's put some feet to it, people. So very simply, I ask you to pull out your creator frame, faith, relationships, energy, economics, the 4 dimensions of our life. And I just want you to pick one, because remember, you're gonna be tempted to pick 84 things right now because you want to be great today. I want to have you consider that just like me, trying to come back out of not working out and jumping right into 2-hour workouts that lasted a week, you may be doing the same thing here. And maybe some of you guys can level with that. You're like, man, there's literally some things I've been working on for a decade. And had you just scaled back a little bit, right, and just been consistent, been consistent, just every day, you might be in a completely different space right now. And remind yourself, Something that is built slowly over time, consistently, it's going to be harder to topple. Just like that house that you build brick by brick, very securely, putting that brick down as secure as it can possibly be. Taking your time. You might only put one brick down every day, but you put that down so steady that it's going to take God to knock that thing over. And a year from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, 20 years from now, which house would you rather be living in? With your faith, with your relationships, with your energy, with your economics? What do you want your relationship to God to look like? Do you want it to be where you just binge the Bible like a Netflix series when there's pandemics? And when something's going bad in your life? How strong do you think that's going to be when the storms of life hit? You're better off taking 30 minutes a day to read your Bible, talk to God, learn something new. That compounded over the next 6 months, you won't even recognize your life spiritually. I promise you, boo-boo. What about your relationship, your marriage? Instead of just taking out, having to go and buy the flowers, having to kiss up and go on the crazy vacations when you mess up. What if you just took some consistent action? Small, consistent doses. What would your relationship look like over the next 6 months? What about your health? Right? Instead of going vegan once every 6 months, right? What if you just cut out some sugar, start drinking some more water? Small changes compounded over the next 6 months. What could your life look like? I did it again, man. This is supposed to be a 5-minute episode, believe it or not. But I got to get this off my chest, right? What about your business? What could it look like if you would just commit to the unsexy, small, but consistent and focused daily actions? Remember, success is the sum of the small actions repeated. Not the extravagant, great, grand actions that you might do once a month. All right, so look across those four dimensions of your life: your faith, relationships, energy, economics. And I know it's hard, but there's a reason I'm making you focus, because it's part of the principle. Just pick one. And you're probably noticing, as I'm having you focus on small actions with all of these podcasts, a lot of them are the same, right? A lot of you guys are doubling and tripling down on your finances right now. And every podcast, that's what you're focusing on. Okay, cool. I'm just having you attack it from different angles. I'd much rather you have success there, and then we move on to the other ones, okay? Do not overwhelm yourself here. Do not pick 4 things in each category. I want you to focus. Pick one, okay? One area that you want to be great. And then, all right, I want you to pick the next 3 small actions that you can take. And then I want you to create a plan on what that looks like on you executing on a consistent basis. Very, very simple. It's not rocket science, people, but that's success. That's what it looks like. One YouTube video at a time. One text message to your girl at a time. One bottle of water at a time. I love you guys. I want you to move forward. Not so worried about being sexy, but be consistent. You go to freecreatorcode.com. Make sure you get that creator code. Print it out. Put it on your wall. Put it on your desktop. And read that thing consistently. You're like, Mav, you know what? I went there. I checked it out. It blessed me. I was fired up. But I'm just not getting it yet. Like, I don't feel like it's got down to my soul yet. Well, are you reading it consistently? Are you? You tell me. Get it into your soul every day. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow. Stay safe. God first. God bless. God dang, it's 20 minutes again. I don't know how I did this. Oh well, maybe next day, maybe tomorrow will be better. I'm out.